Hi everybody, my name is Brent Willett. I am a motion graphic designer at Iowa Public Television. One of the main things that I do is to create show opens for the various different local programming that Iowa Public Television produces. And I'd like to talk a little bit about rampant design. The first thing a lot of people think of when they think of rampant design is editing and the great ways that you can take Rampant's tools and add them to your editing project and to enhance the look of it and just add that much more production value to it. And that's certainly true. They're fantastic for editors. But as a graphic designer, I look at it in some ways a little bit differently. I look at it as a whole bunch of building blocks. You might think some of the products might not work so well for graphic design, but if you step back a little bit and see what each thing is and realize that each thing is a graphic element essentially unto itself. For instance, like the light transitions. They go by really fast. They're fast transitions, and you might think, well, how can I use that from a graphic design standpoint? But if you take that and you scrub through it and you stop in the middle, those have interesting designs to them just by themselves. And then, of course, you can take that, you can freeze frame that, and you can take that and add different effects to it, make it look different, and then, of course, move it around. I use After Effects in my work daily, and you can take something like that and make it look completely different. And if you think about it, that each one of these clips is a video, and there's how many frames per video? You have millions of frames probably to use as graphic design elements. Of course, they have flares that are just fantastic, and you can just grab them. One thing I really like is in their flares they actually have a section that's just a static flare just sitting there, so you can take that and move it around and do what you want to with it, and it's there, it's done. You just grab it and you put it in your project, and you can animate it and move it, and you don't have to spend a lot of time to create something. Another thing that I like, they have the graphic elements that are things like animated arrows or thought bubbles and text that writes on, and there's a ton of different things, little graphic elements that they're kind of designed for editors to be able to drop into their project. But they're great for graphic designers too, because I might think, well, I can create an animated arrow, that's what I do. But then that's true, I can, but the great thing about having the Rampant library there is it's already made for me. The work has already been done, so I don't have to spend the time to create that animated arrow. I just go grab the one that I need and I use it, and I'm ready to go. But another great thing about the library is that I'll be looking through it and I'll see an element that I never would have thought to make myself. I see it and I realize, hey, I can use that. That's a really neat thing, and I can use that, but I wouldn't have thought to create it myself. So it's a great way to spark creativity. Just looking through all their products are like that. And their backgrounds, I use their backgrounds a lot because it's a huge time saver. I do a lot of animated logos, and of course they need to be over a background of some kind, and a lot of times I'll create the background for that specific project, but a lot of times I don't have as much time, so I can grab one from the Rampant library, one that's already created, and maybe manipulate that a little bit. I can change the colors, I can crop it, I can combine backgrounds to make a completely new background. And I'm doing a little bit of work to it, a little bit of my own creativity to it, but it's still mostly done, and it saved me a lot of time. So I think that's the two biggest things that are wonderful about the Rampant library is one, that it saves you time as a graphic designer or an editor. You have these wonderful elements that enhance your project and add a lot of production value to your project. And save you time. But then what I love is how it can spark the creativity. Just looking through their library and looking at all the things that they have as building blocks and how can I use that. I have a project in mind, and I see all these wonderful things in front of me here. How can I use that? And that's, I don't know, to me that's just being able to spark that creativity is such a wonderful thing. So I just like to say thank you, Rampant. Thank you for all the wonderful products you do. I love your stuff. Keep it up.